Here we go. Hello, welcome to the stream. Welcome to many decades into the past. As we enter the Quali session and launch our beautiful V12. Hope the sound volumes are fine. And as you might have read in the chat, if it was even visible, I think it was. Yeah, if we... By the rules, if we crash, we have a problem. Basically, if you completely crash the car, you cannot even use the same car for the next round, you have to use a spare car. Anyway, let's do a little bit of a warm-up here. We have fuel for 5 laps, let's say. Actually 4. And then I need to remember to go back to pits. And if you cannot hear my sound well over this screaming V12, let me know and I will adjust the sound, the volumes. Yeah, Joao, I forgot to announce, I'm still not a pro streamer. Maybe we'll get there when I go above 2000 subs on YouTube, who knows. Anyway, I have said goodbye to my wife and the kid, and let's hope I survive, because this thing is going fast and it has no downforce and no brakes. Although this track is pretty safe, I think. I've never drove it before, never driven it before. It's East London and it's first time I heard about it. Somewhere in South Africa. And I'm still not fully decided if I want to use my gloves today or not. These sports gloves don't sound too era specific or like era appropriate, but I don't have any leather gloves, so the hands were still sweaty back then, so they all had gloves. Yeah, that was my worst ever turn 1. But you will see how funny the balance is of the eagle, or how it's called in the mod beagle, because no license. Anyway, Joao, if you want, you have my permission to post the link if you feel like. Yeah, downshift is nice. It requires the actual like blip on throttle, otherwise it's big rear lockup. Ah yeah, they could put their hands into the air. I mean, I have my biggest fan here as well at my side. Here, I mean this one. I don't know exactly how the tires here work, to be honest. It's supposedly the old ISI tire model, so it should be fastest straight out of the garage, but I had the feeling that after some laps they were a bit more drivable. And there is still a little bit of a sound problem. When I lift, the off throttle sound is slightly lower frequency-wise than the on throttle sound. But it will get fixed, I think. Yeah. That's a very difficult corner. Now if there was a big wall there, I would be basically DNF from the session, and I would have problem for the next round. And I could put brake bias more to the front, but then the front is locking up. But anyway, let's say I'm slightly more warmed up, so let's go for an actual lap time. Just have fuel for one more attempt and then I have to box. Ah, thank you, Joao. Much appreciated. Too early into the apex. Very deceiving corner. Yeah, and you can miss a shift. And that's a P2 for now. Now I have to box, escape, and click drive again if I... Don't bean it, please. Oh no, don't crash me. Oh no. Yeah, that's a problem rule-wise. That's a big problem rule-wise. Let me open a rulebook now, because I don't know what exactly to do at this point. I'm fine for the race. I think. Wait, let me open the rulebook. Let me open it. Rules. No, that's grid finder page. Where is the rules? Announcements. Rules and regulations. Okay, found it. I want to do it like that. Okay. So basically, if a driver escapes back to garage in qualifying without driving back to the box in the pit lane, they are no longer allowed to attempt any more quali laps. So yeah, I'm done for the quali. It's not permitted to continue with severely damaged car. Okay. Where is that? Clemix, yes. Well, it's actually not hill and toe, because in RF2 I'm just using toe without the hill, because I mean, I don't have a pedal camera, but the way that the RF2 works, it doesn't have properly implemented clutch and like the gearbox, so you can just kind of rev match on downshifting and it will never really grind the gears. It's always gonna work. You just have to blip, and if you blip, then it's fine. But if you don't blip, then the rear axle will lock up. Yeah, I'm trying to find the rulebook here, because there is something about crashing the cars. I brake with left. Yeah. I mean, it's much easier, right, to just use left leg to brake and right leg to power. Not sure if it's readable, but yeah, that's an important ruling. So terminal damage. The driver must DNF if blowing the engine or other full mechanical failure. So yeah, I have completely destroyed the rear of the car. I lost a tire from a crash. But this rule does not apply to crashes in qualifying session. So if I do that in the race, it means that I would, for the next round, have to take the spare car or spare chassis, which is taken from like some other less powered car or something. I don't know what exactly how it's exactly stated, but because I have destroyed the engine, I had to press escape, and now I have to wait for the rest of the 17 minutes. Pro streamer intensifies, but I can quickly check what happened. Yeah, Joao, so does not apply, but again, because I had to press escape, I cannot take further part in the session, which is the same as in VC. Or as it has been in VC before Jimmy decided that we don't need like open session, that it's better on private session. But let me just quickly check what exactly I failed. It was a solid lap, but I could still gain quite a bit. I lifted and Okay, yeah, I mean, learning the car, learning the track, and there is... This entry to turn 1 is such a weird place to be. There is this kind of hill and then it dips and it like throws the car into the air and then the car just loses the grip. And then I overcorrected because I still don't know exactly how the car behaves. And then I just slowly drifted. What was the speed even? 40 kph, 30... I mean... I guess it's realistic. But... how much is 30? I mean, in real life, if you slide it with 30 kph into something, you would surely lose a tire, right? But I'm not used to that from RF2 point of view. Yeah, big rip. I don't know. I mean, I guess I learned something now. The good thing is I have already set a good lap time, which is my PB, but well, I didn't do much quali yet. The bad thing, obviously, is that I'm well, not in quali anymore, and that the Brabhams are P1 and P2 and quite far away. Daniele Rafa is... well, he's not Spanish. Rafael Martinez himself is from Mesoamerica. I again forgot what country he's from originally, but now he's American. Like, team is very much America or like USA based, so... and then it's permitted by the rules to have kind of team kind of livery, so we have a nice Rafa logo as well. Fabio, top 3 best old tracks. Okay, is it that well known? Like, it's first time I actually saw it. Oh, that's loud. Maybe I can analyze a little bit of Devin Brown. I'm just gonna quickly... Oh, that's a lot of grass. And that's Bert and that's Devin. You know what's the coolest thing in this championship? Like this is actually Brabham... I don't know if it's called Brabham Esports, but they're actually... Like they're actually in the Brabham team. And they are driving the old Brabham cars, like it's... it's pretty crazy, you know? Like a kind of living museum or like the legacy that keeps going. Unfortunately there is no license, so in the mod it's not called Brabham but Grabham. It's Maastricht again. I mean... There is no Michi for a P2, right? So hi Dragos. So this is... it's a mod based on the EV F1 cars from ISI. Like old RF2 from like 10, 11 years ago or even more. There was some great stock content like inside the game. Oh, they can actually carry so much speed through there. So yeah, the great modding team made the mod with basically simulating the 67 season, and we have... Ah, that was a gear missed for Bert. We have Brabham, we have Lotus, Ferrari, like Eagle, like the whole BRM and so on. The whole season is simulated, and we actually have also the car upgrade. So for first 3 rounds, we get like at least we, like with Rafa, we get the Eagle with less power. But then for round 4, which is I think Spa, the old Spa, we get quite a big engine improvement. And another one further in the season, so it's gonna be great. RF2 better than LMU. For historic content, obviously, right? Ah, thank you, Dragos. I mean, you guys can, if you want, there is some spaces for like one-off drives, so... I think today we have... What do we have actually? 18. So it's 25... It's actually 2 splits. But not really splits. It's Formula A and Formula B, which is simulating Formula 1 and Formula 2. And the Formula 2 is currently live, although I don't know if it's being live streamed. And when it finishes, we go, so it's... but a couple of people are missing today. So if anybody interested, find the historic racing sports community Discord. Or join my Discord and I will let you have the link. I mean, Daniela, you can do it without an H pattern shifter, because how loose the programming for the gearbox is in this game. I'm gonna just quickly check how Devin got the pole here, because that was quite a lap. By MCM, do you mean multi-class masters, Fabio? Ah, great. Welcome. Welcome to the sleep angle. Ah, Daniela, yeah, you need a round rim for that. I mean, I have the Trustmaster with extra drilled holes. It's from T500 RS. I just bought a quick release for SimiCube. Yeah, the Brabham is slightly low on power, but it's lighter, so Devin and Bert can just... He can brake so late, like I have to brake around here, but he can brake so much later. Oh, nice lockup. Ah, he's gaining so much on the brakes. And that's a proper old school R Factor 2 lock up to brake quicker style. Yeah, he has so much grip. Yeah, the BOP is very, very loose, let's say, as it was in this era. Some cars will be 1 second faster on one track, some cars 1 second faster on other track. I think Ferrari will be unbeatable at Monza, maybe at Spa. But then like Lotus, very light, maybe that will be unbeatable at Monaco. Yeah, who knows. That was a nice lap. I think Devin just decided he cannot beat his lap time, so he parked it. 7 minutes to go. It's gonna be a warm-up first. And a briefing. And then we go racing. Calendar. I mean, let me open up the calendar, right? Where are you? '25. Let me zoom that in. Hope it's visible. Should be visible, right? Ah, that's Formula B. Wait, that. Let me go up to Formula A. I mean, it's almost the same. But it's quite a long calendar. And Ross McGregor will be joining me for at least 6 of the rounds with the other car. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this free. It's gonna be mixed grid with Formula B as well. So, like Pescara will be crazy. But then Nordschleife, the old one, and Spa with the whole multi-class. But yeah, Riverside is gonna be very good for the end. Not sure about Monza, if it's the one with the oval or not. I don't remember how it was in 1967. Fabio, I didn't answer you about multi-class masters. Basically, I should have probably done it. But it kind of didn't fit really well in the schedule, and with the iRacing plans, and that I had to be grinding iRacing a little bit, and just calendar perspective, I don't know. And I have VMS Pro for like top level splits anyway in LMU, so maybe for next season, or let's see how it goes. It should be combined Monza. It's gonna be fun, but supposedly Ferrari is crazy fast. But here on this track the speed doesn't matter. So like the Eagle is quite quick in the straight, more than the Brabham, but yeah, the Grabham. the Grabham is really good in the corners and on the brakes. Which one is this? Is this the Eagle as well? I think it is the Eagle, right? With the little nose, like, and it's a V12. That's the Ferrari. It's quite a low down camera position. Why can I not move the camera? Ah, okay. Look at that exhaust. Or exhaust, or I don't know how it's accented. Yeah, the Eagle just has the trumpets. Wait, that's the intake, right? And then, yeah, okay. And then the straight exhaust from the side, and the Ferrari has it on the top. These models are... I mean, it's not up to 2020's like resolution or amount of polygons standards, but it's still looking so good. And the sounds are reasonably fine. So again, if you joined now and you're wondering why I'm not driving, I can update you all that by the rulebook, if you escape, you cannot click drive, or like you cannot, yeah, you cannot drive out of the garage again. I clicked drive to spectate, but I guess that's fine. And I didn't indeed had to click escape because I had the 30 or 40 kph shunt with the rear axle and I destroyed the engine. Which is not ideal, but a little bit of talk show will do the job as we wait for the last 2 minutes and a half. Hi Liminal, hi Ayus. Yeah, I don't know how exactly Zandvoort was back in the days. It didn't have the Sector 2 as it is now, I think. It went like in a circle kind of around. Never driven it. Or actually, so turn 1 was the same, turn 2 was the same just without the banking. Or well, the left hairpin, and then it went uphill, and then it just continued straight instead of that fast right, I think. And most part, I don't think I've ever driven it. Yeah, Daniel, yeah, probably. I mean, if you have the fuel tank in the back and you go 30 rearwards in a solid wall, probably not the greatest moment to have in a life. Nice, Ayus. Summer holidays, that's... Ah, it's that early for you. That's in India, right? If I remembered correctly. Pescara is gonna be crazy. I mean, it's 2 massive straights, we're gonna be going 300 plus. And then it's like 50 very tight corners, which we have to learn. I suppose I will quickly jump in the briefing. Where is the briefing space? Cannot find the briefing room. Anyway. Looks like connection lost. Uh-oh. Does that coincide with Formula A finishing? Or did I get kicked? Refresh? It's still there? I mean, I assume stream is still live, right? No, that was a server hiccup. 42 Celsius. I wouldn't survive. Although I like a couple of days with 40 plus. We get that as well in the mid of the summer. I was the only one losing the connection or what? Ah, that's a weird one. Anyway, loading the setup. And let's see if we can get any close to the Brabhams in the race. Or if it's going to be a Eagle versus Ferrari for the last step of the podium. Guess I can close that down.
Time for briefing, isn't it?
Oh.
Will it start after 30 minutes the race, or will the warm
No,
up?
no, 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 no. Like we will launch into the race earlier, but first I want to make sure that we can get everything sorted with this stuff, like as much as we can.
Can I get the results for the qualifying?
I think I have them.
Has anybody got disconnected as well?
Oh yeah,
Um,
big time. We're
okay.
working on it, your day.
Copy, copy.
Yeah, I got 2
Yep.
disconnects.
Thank you.
I just
Very
don't
sorry about
understand, man.
What don't you understand?
Why now? Like, why today everything goes to shit?
All good question.
I blame Devin.
Well, how's that my fault?
Yeah,
I haven't had any
that
disconnects.
That's probably why it's your fault, isn't it?
happens a lot
Like
in the
espionage.
crucial
I'm
moments.
not running the server.
That's what the D and DDoS stands for, Devin.
Kick me again.
Uh-oh.
Is the live stream still on FB at the moment?
Yes.
Yeah, the live stream is still on FB. Like they have that stuff, and they can. I think they're gonna do like interview for top 3, if possible.
Yeah, let them do the interview so I can actually shut down the instance real quick and.
Make sure to save the quality results. Oh, you
Yeah,
mean the
yeah.
other instance?
Did you get him, Devin? I was looking for him.
Sorry?
You get the quality results?
Well, I can only take screenshots. Well, they're probably going to be on the server session results.
We can just read them to you. Car number 12 on pole. Who cares about the rest?
That is not how that works, I'm afraid.
The brighter the color, higher the starting position. Can we just agree on that?
Yeah, there you go.
No.
All cars have white on them, though.
So the more white, the higher up the grid. I'm alright with that.
What I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna quickly recycle. I'm gonna quickly make sure that the network is up and running. I'm gonna reboot one of a certain switch, a core switch. No, because but I need to have this session.
I'm sorry, but the more white, the higher up you go on the grid is a hell of a thing to say in an African Grand Prix.
We really are in 60 South Africa.
Oh
My
man.
God.
Elon Musk.
Remind us that some of us are streaming.
Whoops.
You're the one who said it.
Unless they're brown.
God. Oh, boys,
the jokes to the
talking
minimum.
about us.
That's definitely $1 less for me.
The commitment
to role playing for the times is just wonderful, guys. Well done.
Oh my God.
Until someone says the forbidden word, and then we never do this again.
We're not saying no. We're not saying the
No,
forbidden
we're not
word.
saying it. We're
Get
never
out of here,
saying it.
PewDiePie.
Not say
getting
any
this-
forbidden words?
I'm getting the spray bottle.
Get the spray ball.
Um.
The forbidden word is balance of performance?
Yes.
Oh, you said it.
Oh, you just said it.
Oh no.
You
Oh
deserve yourself
no.
a raise, man.
We've all been demonetized.
Those who are in a Ferrari get the win now.
My twos of subscribers, no.
The Ferrari
They're
is
Yeah, I'm gonna
virgin ears.
unsubscribe now. That is you cannot do that.
It's
Yeah.
Favero, it's not
You
Ferrari.
know,
no,
it's just
Nico
his
was
mom and his mom on an alt
Can you?
account.
All right. As we go through the briefing, please Please don't talk until it's over, because Nico's gonna scream if you do that, and I
No,
don't want to hear that again.
I'm fine. I'm just going to go to sleep and never wake up after
Like I
this
said.
day is over. Right. Is resource VC, please unmute. Well, I'm definitely more like, but either way, guys, welcome to the first round of Formula A. I'm really sorry with all the issues. I have no idea where they have been hiding until now. Probably in the Easter eggs, and they hatched just today to make my personal life hell. Yeah, as you may have noticed, we're in South Africa at the Prince George circuit in East London. Not to be confused with East London, where Jack the Ripper was. Schedule, I think, is self-explanatory. The race will be 85 laps, presumably 2 hours. Normally there wouldn't be pit stops and stuff, but we're basically looking into a fix because overall right now the fuel flow is far too fast. Every other reference value that I could see from rFactor 2 had the same value, but it's unrealistically fast, so that'll be fixed for round 2, so pit stops will no longer be viable then. For today, however, strategies are open and, no penalties. Obviously, starting procedure will be a standing start. There will not be a formation lap. Then lapping for this race will be following Grand Prix Blue Flag rules. Slower car must lap the lapping car through safely and quickly as to not impede it. Both cars have the responsibility to facilitate a safe lapping maneuver. Then track limits, much like Goodwood, I have no idea where you would gain time by doing a big cut from across the grass or something, but in case that happens and it isn't enforced by the in-game cut track system, please make a report of that so we can look at that after the race. And in case we catch it, the stewards also reserve the right to investigate such incidents even without a report. If you do go off, obviously also rejoin safely and predictably. Pit lane will not have a speed limit. Drivers are required to safely enter and exit the pit lane and their pit box. As pit stops could be probably will be a thing today with a couple of guys that I've seen already doing this stuff. Do watch out with the pit wall. There is the pit wall hitbox when you come in is a bit broken, so don't try to play chicken with it as you come into the pit lane. Speaking of that, carrying on with a broken car, should drivers have a severe damage to the bodywork or suspension, they are allowed to attempt to get back into pit lane and repair the car and finish the race. But proceed safely and cautiously. It's your responsibility. If your car is broken, you can even go on the side of the road, on the grass, on straights preferably, because in the corners that will just cause chaos anyway. If you lose one or more tires, you will be forced to DNF, because carrying on with 3 wheels can work in the sports cars, but over here it's just far too dangerous because of the way these cars are built. Then next up, if to the point of 2 or more tires, or 1 or more tire, if 2 or more tires are lost from an incident, or at least 1 tire from the rear axle is lost and it breaks the engine in the same collision, the car will be counted as critically damaged and needing to be rebuilt, which means that you guys will have to choose the reserve car for the next race in Monaco. The exceptions from this rule are car numbers 10, 12, 14, 17, 21, 23, 27, 28, and 29, because they do not have a backup car. They are basically in older chassis from 1966, with the logic of they have enough spare parts to just rebuild these things. The others, obviously, you guys do have a backup car because, more money as constructors and Toodly do. If you do have a disconnect, and this is a big point for today, unfortunately, and again, my deepest apologies for that. If you do have a disconnect or something, you can reconnect to the server and continue the race. The car will be in the condition that it was in when you did lose connection, so it cannot be used as a quick repair. Last but not least, here we have the track map. Should be quite familiar with this circuit now. Circuit specific, like through the lap, we don't have an orange zone, but the entirety of lap 1 is an orange zone. Orange zone, of course, meaning that there's extra caution for this lap. Any incidents or penalties will be penalized double. Will there be time for a quick PC reboot? Yeah, just do that quickly now. Give me a shout when you can. Are there any questions?
Can we have a little bit of time to practice starts and things?
Yeah. We will give a shout when we skip the session ahead.
Frenek just lost connection. Is he here?
He's restarting PC.
Okay.
How much time do you guys think we have until the race?
Well, until Franek is back, so if you have to pee, do it now.
Oh, all right. Oh, and
Preferably go to the toilet first.
yeah. How any like after race procedures, like a place where we should park or something?
Maybe pits.
Just go to the pits. Just go to the pits.
All right. See ya. Have fun and good luck, everyone.
Yeah, and Danny,
Practice starts
Good luck,
right now,
guys.
right?
I'm right behind you, so
Reese, what's the problem?
Feel free to break.
There's no problem, Nick. I was just apologising for being muted at the start of the briefing, but
It's all good. Don't worry about it. Like you had
Nico.
more technical issues and stuff.
Nico, can we practice?
Yeah, sure. You can
Yes.
practice.
Go practice. 1 second. Is anyone still having issues?
So I've remained in the server for the time being. I'm hoping that it's okay.
Is server 2 down now?
But yeah, server 2 is down. I think I'm gonna decommission that instance and I'm gonna create a new one.
Okay. I'll just leave it down for until after the race finishes.
Oh, did that blow up or what?
No.
I
Like the
think
race is just over.
Okay.
I think the
Like
main
Formula B
issue
stuff.
with the disconnections is the second instance. I don't see any drops or such though, so I don't know why it's happening. I'm gonna dive deeper into the technical information to see if there's maybe some weird thing for running multiple instances that I'm running into. But deepest apologize for the FB guys and the other guys that kept keeping it.
For next weekend, we either solve these completely, or I'm just gonna pay to rent another server and stuff, so we have 2 separate servers properly.
That might be a good
Anyway,
idea.
is the briefing over now?
Yeah, briefing is over. Franek, are you back on the?
Yes, I'm just loading the track now.
Okay, good.
I'm
If you
looking
finish
back
on the
up,
podium-
guys. Good luck.
Good luck,
Yeah.
everyone. If
Good
you
luck,
finish
everyone.
on the
Thank you,
podium,
Nico.
Alright, well then I can minimize Discord. And I can do a little bit of a warm-up to get my confidence back after spinning out and crashing the car in Quali while not even being on a push lap. But yeah, the race is gonna be a lot about survival for sure. And let's see how the tires work in the long run. Just need to be very much on the inside for this corner. We have established that. Being on the outside is death. And here a little bit of grass on the inside can be taken. I can brake a bit later here. Yeah, Walter, I'm starting to love it a little bit, although it's... I don't know. Again, it's first time I see it, so I don't have any emotional attachments to it, while let's say for Monaco, I really love how it is. Especially in the historic layout, or like old Nordschleife and old Spa and so on. Yeah, I mean, H pattern is really not that important in RF2, but it just feels more involved, of course. Can-Am McLaren, I have not driven that yet. I have to get used to driving side by side with these open-wheel cars, which are even more open-wheeled than the modern cars. They're open-wheeled from the front and from the rear as well, whereas now we have all kinds of wings and aerodynamics devices. It's for sure a great mod, and I really love the sounds. I mean, still, it's annoying for me. I'm quite sensitive to the audio stuff, and now, like as I said before, on throttle and off throttle has a bit of RPM difference. Like when you lift, suddenly it sounds like as if RPM jumped like 500 or so. But I think it's gonna get fixed. Corti, I know the name. I never talked to him. I'm thinking about the gloves, and I think I'm just gonna put on the gloves, even though it's not too. Well, it's not a historical material. This whatever this is, but I think I'm gonna need them. As my camera keeps flashing there for whatever reason. Anyway. Do I have FFB? I think it's on. Anyway, straight to green flag here. Everybody missing the gears. And we are racing. How didn't I lose any position? I didn't expect this low sun, but looks good with the shadows. It doesn't look good with the windshield doing weird stuff. You see that kind of aliasing or whatever that is? Like not here, but in the other part of track, it's kind of doing something weird with the windshield. Now the Ferrari head pulling away on the straight. Let's not bin it already immediately. That was close to binning it. There goes the... Was that Ferrari? Yeah, Ferrari of Bayer. Hopefully he stayed out of the barrier. Now Devin has checked out. Oof. So yeah, today we are going for a pit stop, even though it's not historically accurate, but as you might have heard in the briefing, the refueling rates are not correct, so it's actually better to take less fuel, be faster, and then refuel. Yeah, you see like this texture on the windshield, it's kind of doing some weird flashing as the sun is shining from the back. I actually have the graphics settings on quite high today. Although for the post-processing I had it on high, but then had some stutters even offline, so just put that on medium. But all the textures are fully maxed out and there's some special effects and shadows going on and road reflections. And that second gear is probably better out of last corner. The shifts are quite long. I'm doing LMU weekly indeed, that's the plan. Probably in the time slot right before F1. Should just about work. I think it was like 115 minutes for the whole event. Should end 5 minutes before Quali. I don't have the confidence. I mean, I don't really have that much of a speed deficit over the Ferrari, and that fourth gear for me is good. So tricky to estimate the braking points of other cars. Oh no! He went off. He did a Ernay. I hope he avoided the barrier. That corner is so silly. Like on the outside you're absolutely doomed. But you saw how important the shifts are. Like when he shifted to fourth, I just had to almost like go full right to avoid smashing into his rear. Snapped out of gearbox, or out of physical gearbox. Anyway, into P3. Now, Devin is absolutely gone. Hi Oskari, hi Ankesh. Yeah, indeed, a bit of old school historic racing every year is a must. Back to real-time splits. I don't know why they weren't on real-time. Now, my fear and the fact it probably is that the Brabhams ahead don't have or will not box. They're using less fuel. They started with less fuel. They have weaker engine, but they are much lighter than the Eagle. But let's see how the strategy goes. The front tires don't really do much work, but the rear are constantly working. So it might be beneficial to even double stop for the tires, but nobody has really tested it. So I think at the pit stop in the middle of the race I'm just gonna maybe think of changing just the rears. Should be like 20 seconds. I can barely see the track through that windshield. The mechanics didn't do the job properly, and it's either scratched or dirty. It's funny how it's a very different car than all the modern RF2 content, but in some cases you can really feel like the RF2 vibes in the way that the rear starts to slide, but while the rear is sliding a little bit you just have to turn in, and you actually somehow the grip appears to get to the rotation and the grip to actually turn in. But yeah, you are sideways. Kind of matching the lap times of the leaders now. That's such a satisfying corner if you get it right, but it's so hard to get it right. That second is just too long. Unless I'm spinning up the rears, then it's fine, but it's not good to spin up the rears like that. Now the second was perfect, but the rear was screaming a bit already through the apex. I'm in the Beagle, Oscar, indeed. The only appropriate car for Rafa Esports. The Honda. No, I mean, Honda is kind of, well, I mean, make that corner, okay. Honda is kind of popular in the US, right? I mean, Honda is popular everywhere. I think that first to second upshift is very costly. Acura, of course it's Acura. Although I don't know at what point Acura came to exist. Yeah, the wear on the rear is quite higher than the front, but it's not like much higher. It's like maybe 1.5 or up to 2 times. But the temperatures on the rear are crazy, and then the thermal deck on the rear will be absolutely disastrous. Maybe, let's see. Uh, 316 Racer home track, that's nice. How far off here do you live? I don't even know if this is the like historic layout and appearance or if it's like that at the moment. It feels quite modern, to be honest. You can really see the lack of engine power of the Brabhams towards the end of the straights. But the straights are too short here for me. Monaco is gonna be interesting. But again, how cool it is, like I'm here driving for American company, or American team, or American family, you know. Driving like historic American car, and there is like an actual current Brabham team driver ahead of me. I mean, it's not the F1 team anymore, but it's still, the name still exists in virtual and real motorsports, and you have a Brabham guy driving a virtual Brabham car. I mean, I'm mostly here for esports, but there are some things that are just kind of even transcending esports. I'm too early on the brakes everywhere, but I'm scared. Sometimes if I go a bit later, I just lose the rear. Yellow flag. That's not for Devin, I suppose. And Devin is comfortably in the lead. I brake a little bit later and I miss the apex. Maybe I haven't broken hard enough. Could have a chance here now. He upshifts. Alright, he decided to slot in behind, which was good decision for him. That outside is deadly, as you have seen many times today. Keep in mind, I probably have much less fuel. I think he's going to the end. Hi Hachemi, I am not really using clutch here because, again, I think I might be even pressing it sometimes just out of, like, because I'm used to it. But again, the RF2 clutch model or gearbox model is very, very primitive. So you can just assume that I'm here kind of rev matching up and down without the clutch, and that it doesn't destroy the clutch. And through the past decade we questioned studio many... Ooh, that's something from a car. Ah no, it was a cone. We questioned Studio 397 about that, and it was Marcel Offermans always saying, as the CEO back in the days, that there is no point in producing software that will simulate advanced gearboxes if people are mostly using H pattern, no, like paddle shifters and not H pattern. And that many exploits can be then created and so on. Which makes sense, but at the same time, I don't know. Would be nice to have some more proper support for gearboxes with clutch wear and stuff like that. That first gear is so good until you have to upshift. Well, that's probably a good point, Walter. I know that there is some pro versus contra stuff going on with Offermans. A bit late, but I made it. Luckily. I mean, it's great, I mean, that we start at a track like this, which is wide, where you can make a mistake and you get away with it, more or less, so that we actually learn and get to know the cars better in these conditions rather than around Monaco or Nordschleife. Okay, I am too hard on the brakes. So pushing the brakes doesn't really work. But on Brabham, if you saw before when I watched Devin's pole position lap, he was really aggressive on the brakes, locking up. But if I do any lock-up, I just mess the apex up. Could be just the car characteristics, or maybe it's my brake bias. But one cannot adjust the brake bias from cockpit here. Has to be in the setup. Daniela, I got rid of the side virtual mirrors. If that makes it any better. I need some information, you know, still. Back in the days there were mechanics on the pit wall. Maybe with some basic boards. Or making hand gestures so you could get at least some information. Okay, my rear axle is not happy anymore. Need to take it more clean. I can barely see this apex through this windshield doing some weird stuff with the lighting. Then I brake a bit earlier and I'm too early in the apex again. Hard to find the sweet spot. I don't think I broke any later. Am I? Ah, okay, this is the track. Okay, back into P3. I went off here a couple of times before and there is some midfield roads and it makes you question if you're on the track or just on a service road. I struggle on the brakes. But it's just a matter of closing back in and outshifting Bert for P2 once again. Maybe my differential is too opened. Would have to tighten the coast. Or it's just the tires getting slippier and slippier on the rear especially. Don't kill the engine. But that was a missed gear. In the 1954 mod, that would be engine gone. Maybe I just have to blip the throttle a bit on the entry. And then it's stable. But I kind of hoped that I would pull a 10-second gap on the Brabhams if they are going to the end without a pit stop. Before my pit stop. I wonder how strong the slipstream is here with these cars. We will need to wait for round 3, maybe, or even round 4 to properly figure it out. Bert is struggling with tires as well. Can I do it? Alright. Back into P2, but annoyed by that my mistake 10 laps ago. I'm uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable, but I'm alive. I saw smoke. I saw smoke and stuff, and I was just like, well, I'm not gonna take the apex or turn in. It was a good decision. Back into P2 for the third time. But I mean, it's all part of the historic F1 experience. People with maybe less skill or maybe less predictable people with less experience driving in the F1 field. And then the more experienced drivers having to basically lift and wait and make them all survive. That was a beautiful side-by-side action with Bert as well. But we're kind of 1/3 through, right? So 17%, 16% rear left wear in 1/3. I mean, tires are gonna make it, for sure. Without questions about the thermal degradation, even though that was not really that much of a thing back in the days. But in the mod it could be. I will have to monitor the lap times and decide if I want to swap the rears. Uh-oh, a bit of a lag. No blue flags back in the days, remember? I was hoping he wouldn't lift and upshift. Uh-oh. I was reaching for first gear, but it was already in second. So I hit the keyboard. Luckily RF2 didn't freak out. Yeah, that's that's life over, maybe. But that's a race over, which is very, very unfortunate. Oh, guys, I am very sorry about this. I mean, rule is immediate escape. Let's just check replay. But that's a DNF, which is very, very not what I wanted here today. At least we got 30 laps worth of fun out of it. So it was like... I went back on throttle a little bit because I thought I was too close to the apex. But then the rear was like, uh-oh, no. And then I caught the car. But what was that? Limit dailies. Maybe. Let's first check what exactly happened here. So we have Reese Gardiner, Southpaw racer. He's actually South American, right? He will stop down. I mean... Like I was... I don't know why... he was kind of pushing the limits here, even though he saw me basically losing the car almost here, so... That's not really in 1967 spirits. I caught the slide, but... Yeah. That was about it. Yeah. Well. And then poor Bert in P3 exits the corner, goes... Yeah, I had no control there over the car. Ah, poor man. That's a triple DNF. Where did the tire go? Well, the tire almost killed Bert there, so... The tire stayed on track. Well, at least one tire. One tire got stuck in the asphalt. And that tire is still... I think all the spectators were spared. I mean, at this point, let's see. He stayed flat out a little bit. But in real life, at this point in real life, you would have 2/10 reaction time. But how many? 6 years ago, you would panic for your life and you would start braking as much as you dared. But you surely wouldn't half throttle it. Yeah, he almost got lucky. But I mean, it's quite a picturesque incident. I'm gonna check if there are some LMU dailies. Let me check if I could do anything differently here. I mean, in the first place I shouldn't have lost the car there, but I mean, people were sliding like crazy back in the days. Especially when still learning the cars. And it was not, I mean, it could be deemed as a kind of unsafe rejoin, but I mean, I wasn't really rejoining, I was just trying to hold the car. I was still halfway on the curb, or like 1/4. Yeah, I mean, Gardiner should have lifted to survive. Ah, that's unlucky. Let's see how the rulebook will now account for my missing engine and a tire. Maybe I can take... I mean, we have 2 cars signed up. I can take the other one, maybe. Because for first 2 rounds we don't have a reserve. But from here on, I mean, there is nothing I could have done to prevent Bert also going off. Southpaw Racer. Hello. Yeah, I mean, I should be looking at my chat a bit more so I can react a bit earlier. I am kind of in a shock, but I'm alive, you know. I wonder what kind of a fireball that would have been back in the days. I would probably survive, you know, there was no direct hit. Like crazy direct hit. Just tires. Although... would be close to death, for sure. Okay. I mean... yeah, Southpaw... I should call you Reese, if that's how it's pronounced. It's... I mean, we are still learning the cars, right? So... I mean, I always look at it... I learned to look at it in this way. Like, I initiate the incident. If I didn't lose the car, I would be still in the race. I had to learn that kind of viewpoint, because in esports all kinds of wrong stuff happens, even if others are at fault. But you lose championship because others are at fault. And they are at fault, but if you don't do the mistake, they cannot protest you or something like that if there is some minimal things. So let me carry that mentality into here and not lose the head too much. Correct pronunciation, at least that. Okay, well, that tire... somebody collided with the tire. P9. Ooh, I mean... okay, I don't know, like the RF2 physics model for spectators or for opponents is a bit wonky, so I don't know if that's what actually happened with the tire. If that actually happened with the tire, then there would be death. Or a bit, at least a big fireball coming. Anyway, we had a bit of fun. Quite many DNFs already. Oh well. We will be back for Monaco in 4 weeks, maybe? Until then, let's see if there is some LMU thing that I can quickly drive. Even though I kind of sunny outside. No guys, actually, you know what, I would love to keep streaming a little bit, but I will stream tomorrow. I will stream tomorrow for sure. Probably the weekly race at 8, which is 2 hours before F1, and maybe I'll do some daily sprint before the weekly if there is time. Yeah, let's call it like that. GG to Devin, I suppose. If he survives, that's an easy win for him and for Brabham. Until then, let me go say hello to my wife and the kid, because 60 years ago I would not be able to do it. Okay. Penal colony. Alright, no, oh, Watkins Glen, yeah! It was Watkins Glen. That was a good race. Till then, it was a crazy fight. Anyway, let me shut it down and let me go outside and enjoy a bit of life that I wouldn't be able to enjoy it in 1967 again. And let me talk to the race directors to see if I still have a race car for round 2 or if I need to take a spare. Testament before joining. Would have been good simulation, right? Luckily this is sim racing, so we don't have to do it. Anyway, guys, I'm just gonna call it a day. Let me find my stream ending button. If you like this little bit of racing, feel free to still leave me a bit of consolidation. No, it's not. What's the word? You know when the prizes are not for just the winner, but like it's consolation prize, is it? Give me a consolation like that, so that I will be less grumpy for the rest of the day, if you feel like. And see you tomorrow in LMU. simple scam of death insurance. I get the payout for dying, but I'm still alive, right? See you tomorrow. Bye bye.